Hello, I am urnotjustin, and I'm happy to see you guys again today. This week, we're doing somewhat of a special on ranked and toxicity, and this video directly ties into those two topics. To begin this conversation, in the last 10 years, we have seen an incredible surge of the desire for competitive integrity in gaming. And we have really seen the definition of esports blossom into something truly special, where, once upon a time, the only way that you could get a truly competitive game where you figured out who was the better player was by sitting in a basement in a LAN party. But today, it's very commonplace for every game to have a unranked mode and a ranked mode. And the question that I get asked the most on my channel 20 to 30 times per video is, Justin, what rank are you? Well, here's my rank, and my rank just might shock you. Before we move on with today's episode, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Buff, my favorite sponsor. A longtime friend of the channel and an app that I swear by. Overwolf's Buff is the easiest, safest, most surefire way to get more of the things that you love for free. By simply downloading and installing Buff and running it in the background while you play video games, you'll earn points that you can put towards your favorite games. And Buff supports a wide variety of these games that you may like, such as VALORANT, Fortnite, League of Legends. Buff offers support to redeemable credit towards Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, Razer, and just so much more. By earning points on Buff, the redeemable credit that you can get covers so much games and platforms, all while being safe on your computer, not throttling your computer's performance, and being reliable and fast. Install Buff today for free by clicking the link in the description or in the pinned comment. Overwolf's Buff is the best way to relax and make stacks, and I recommend it. So yeah, I have over 1,000 hours on this game. Now I know what you're thinking. Why and how can this person only play unranked? If this video gets 20,000 likes, I will queue for ranked. But anyways, back to the rest of the video. Love you guys. There you have it. There's my rank. My rank is that I have no rank. But how could this be? I know that a lot of you out there really care about competitive and really care about ranked mode. Not just in Valorant, but in every game. That is probably the biggest mode, if not half of the biggest mode that exists in any video game, is its casual mode versus its ranked mode. And today that's what I wanted to talk about. So to just straight away answer the question of why I don't play ranked, there is two simple answers: toxicity and fun. And the point of this video is not to talk about me, but more so to talk about how you can enjoy the game more through my own personal experiences. I enjoy playing a game where both teams are trying. In fact, previously to Valorant coming out, I only played the ranked modes of other games. Over 1,000 hours of ranked in a different game. And just in my time span with that, to really simply bare bones put this, playing the ranked mode of that game turned me into a worse person. And this is the toxicity portion of this video. So generally speaking, when you queue for a game in ranked, you want to get points to climb up the ranked ladder. You want to get to as high of a rank as possible, and you're almost chasing this high in a way. While I have the desire to play the game as it was intended to be played with like-minded people who are trying and not just screwing around the entire time, I also think that you can take it a little bit too seriously. And I feel that the culture in gaming today in ranked takes the entire mode way too seriously. I think that the biggest problem with young people today, especially in the world of gaming, is that they equate a lot of their self-worth to their rank on a video game. And I just really think that that mindset that people get is really unhealthy, simply due to the toxicity surrounding like being good or bad at a video game. And spoiler alert, guess what? Some people have really great games and then the next game have really terrible games. There is consistency that exists, but a lot of this stuff does come down to just dumb luck. You're relying on 4 other people on your team to play well, and you're relying on the other 5 people on the other team to not be able to stop you in your pursuit of winning the game. There is skill and chance that goes into it. But the thing that turns me off the most in ranked is that when I was playing it, if you make one bad play, people start saying really mean things to you. If the enemy team outsmarts you or outplays you, you feel this inner urge to be like toxic and mean back to them. It's just a really gross and nasty thing that brings out the worst in a lot of people, including myself. And I would say that my worst experiences in gaming have all come from competitive game modes. And to encapsulate this whole toxicity portion of this video that I'm explaining to you guys, I always compare it to 2 things: basketball and skateboarding. 2 things that in my lifetime have mattered quite a bit to me. And guess what? I'm not good at either of those things. I was a very bad basketball player, but I love playing it. And I was terrible at skateboarding, and I love doing it. The beauty of skateboarding is that everybody is at their own craft and at their own skill level. Maybe you really love doing a kickflip, and that's like just your specialty, and you do kickflips all day, every day when you skate. The next person might really love vert skating. One skater is not better than the other. They're both just people who are at their own level in their version of what they love about skating. And I feel that you can apply that concept to competitive games and Valorant. Somebody that you queue with in a game of competitive locks in a character like Jett or Sage or Viper, whoever. For them, maybe that is their favorite character in the game, and they have a lot of stuff that they just really enjoy about that. And they want to prove that they're good on that character by queuing into a game of competitive because they know a thing or two and enjoy a thing or two about said character. Everybody is at their own skill level and everybody is trying to learn to be better. And to further the point of toxicity in gaming and stuff like that, the basketball comparison comes in. You can't lash out at people or like type in a chat and say like, hey, you suck. You know, nothing like that, because that would actually start like a real fight. Playing a public basketball game doesn't matter. It's not the NBA. You're not playing competitively in the Olympics. You're just playing a game that you enjoy and you're trying to apply competitive aspects of it. And you win some and you lose some, but you live to play another day. And that's what it's all about for me with gaming. I bring that over to Valorant, and you just queue for the next game because you enjoy the game. Which brings us to our next topic. How dare somebody enjoy Valorant? This one's gonna be a little bit controversial and maybe even a little bit call-outish, but I see a ton of content creators constantly being like, oh, this game doesn't have enough content, and like, I'm so bored of ranked and blah, blah, blah. The game has plenty of content. There's plenty of stuff to do on the game. There's a ton of characters that you can learn to play at any given time. I think it has more to do with people's competitive needs not being so scratched because they're a little bit unrealistic. When you queue for competitive, you hyper focus on playing better than the enemy team and getting points to climb up the ranked ladder. But on my side of it, I only play unrated just because, you know, honestly, I just really enjoy the game. Some of my favorite parts of my day are when I just load up a game of Valorant, hang out, chill, have some fun, get a few frags, get some cool plays, you know, win some, lose some, and it doesn't matter because it's inconsequential because I'm going there to fulfill somewhat of a competitive need, but also to have fun. And I feel that's what's lost in ranked mode, is that when people queue for ranked mode, fun becomes obsolete, and that if you screw up even once, or if you lose even one game, your self-worth goes way down. Your rank goes even further down. You're starting fights with people on the enemy team. You're getting angry at people at your team. They're getting angry at you. And it's for what? Because you don't get 15 ranked points? That is not a good enough excuse for me. It's not even worth it to be fighting with people over that kind of thing for me. And I'm going to admit to you, no, I am not perfect. No, every game that I queue, I'm not just like happy-go-lucky Justin. You know, I do get frustrated, even in unrated. Despite only playing unranked, one of the most frustrating things that I deal with in that game mode is people AFKing. I really, really dislike it. It's annoying because I just want to play the game the way that it was supposed to be played. But at least there's still some fun to be had. That game or the next one. So what did we learn today? Self-worth does not equal how good or bad you are at a video game, or even in the particular game that you may be playing at that time, in the moment. We also learned that it is okay to have fun in a video game. That's the entire point that they exist. But as well, it is even more important that you can have fun and play competitively at the same time and feel like you are applying yourself and versing the enemy team in a like-minded, respectful fashion. The competitiveness of Valorant is what makes it be the fun game that a lot of us love and enjoy. The toxicity, though, is something that is a scourge on gaming, and we're going to talk about that in a future video of how to deal with toxicity both from yourself and from your teammates. But I'm going to cut it off there. As always, I'm Justin, and you're not. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe to the video, click the button for notifications so you don't miss a single video ever, even if you have toxic teammates. I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you.